Where the F is the altcoin season we've all been promised for such a long time? Look, if you've been in crypto for a while, you'll know the drill, man. Bitcoin pumps, ETH follows, eventually altcoins go absolutely crazy, man. But this time, crickets. Bitcoin pumped, ETH, altcoins devastation. So in this video, I'm breaking down why altcoin season has not played out yet and why maybe we're in for an altcoin season not so distant future. It might even be one already, even if it doesn't feel like it, just in certain places. It looks different and it's been insanely volatile, especially for far risk spectrum assets, your meme coins and stuff like that. And there's been some moments of reckoning, like the scamming over on Solana. And of course, we need to acknowledge the cancer that Pump.Fun has been and the insane scamming from organizations like the Kelsier Group, which is behind the Libra and Melania rug pulls, many other scams, and even just effing over actual projects by completely market making and screwing them over. Billions have been extracted from the cryptocurrency markets, from flash in the pan meme coin launches. And I like meme coins, guys. There's plenty of cool memes out there, okay? Pepe, Dogecoin, all that kind of stuff, right? But the meta quickly went from gambling to basically nonstop crime. It's not gambling, it's crime at a certain point. Insiders, dirty influencers, market makers, platforms, straight up scam operations like Kelsier have sucked out so much liquidity that's kind of clipped the wings off altcoin season to an extent. All the money has gone to BS garbage dog shit coin number 97 instead of going to all of our good tech coins like Chainlink or Phantom or Aptos. Lots of money came in and it almost all went into the pockets of total scam operations. Retail got fucked again and again and again. And I don't think we should downplay the extreme impact of this scamming and the PTSD that it has done to a whole group of investors that came in the last year got absolutely burned. Now, look, there was money to be made on certain altcoins. Things were pure at the start, but it very quickly turned into mega scamming. Now, second point, in previous cycles, Bitcoin dominance broke down before altcoins exploded. This is the more technical side of it. Right now, Bitcoin is holding strong at just under 60% dominance, meaning that more than half of the entire cryptocurrency market cap is just in Bitcoin. It's a big deal. Historically, when Bitcoin's dominance is this high, altcoins struggle to gain momentum because Bitcoin is basically seen as the safest bet in crypto. It is the safest bet in crypto, come on. It is. That's why you always got to have a little bit of Bitcoin in your portfolios. And even though it's not going to like make you rich, make sure super quick anyway. It's going to go to $1 million eventually. But anyway, different story. It makes sense because the launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs in January last year changed the game entirely. It's created constant bid from Wall Street. Bitcoin is maturing into a real store of value and is becoming a magnet for banks, corporations, countries with deep pockets filled with fiat. And they're finding a home in Bitcoin. In the last couple of weeks, there have been countless announcements of major players stacking Bitcoin. They're not buying dog coins. Shocking, I know. The UAE getting in on the action, declaring Abu Dhabi's wealth fund bought around $437 million worth of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETFs. Over in the USA, we have Wisconsin's investment board, which bought another $220 million in BlackRock's Bitcoin ETFs. We have Goldman Sachs, they bought a whole truckload, $850 million in Bitcoin ETFs. The Bank of Montreal in Canada, les Québécois, ils ont acheté beaucoup de Bitcoin. They bought $137 million worth, okay? It's crazy. UK's second biggest bank, Barclays, $131 million of Bitcoin ETFs. Huge things are happening. Public companies keep announcing all this kind of stuff. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, Michael Saylor's stacked lunatic amounts of Bitcoins. The institutional demand is here on a level that crypto has never seen before. The money inflows are absolutely insane, but it's mostly just going to Bitcoin at this point. Unlike previous cycles where retail-driven hype dictated the flow of money, this time Bitcoin is being treated as digital gold by the biggest, most liquid, well-funded players in the traditional finance world. They want Bitcoin. As long as that remains the case, Bitcoin dominance is likely to stay relatively elevated, keeping altcoins at least to some extent suppressed. Ethereum has historically been seen as the bridge to altcoin season, but this cycle it's been lagging super hard. ETH is down already 18% in 2025. The charts look super wrecked, while Bitcoin's actually up around 3%. While Bitcoin dominates the headlines, ETH has been stuck in crisis mode, facing a lack of faith and lack of direction, lack of narrative. So many headwinds that are holding the price action back. But if you really want to know just how badly Ethereum is struggling, well, forget the USD price of Ethereum, because that's a bit of noise. Look at the signal, which is the ETH BTC ratio. Right now, ETH BTC is in a brutal downtrend and has been in a brutal downtrend for a very long time. And it's now back at the same levels that it was all the way back in January of 2021. Crazy stuff. Time is a circle, apparently, at least for Ethereum. Every day is the same, man. You've seen Bitcoin hit 100K multiple times, and every time the Bitcoin's hit 100K, the price of Ethereum's been a little bit lower. Well, Bitcoin is attracting tens of billions into ETFs. The Ethereum ETFs have seen only a few billion in inflows. On top of that, Ethereum network activity has been down, leading to a 72% drop in fees, because why the hell would you do anything on main chain Ethereum these days? Go and do anything almost literally anywhere else, you're going to have a better time, whether it's on Base, which is an Ethereum layer 2, on Solana, which I know Solana recently, but Solana's not going anywhere. Go over to Phantom, go over to Aptos, go over to Sui. Anywhere but Ethereum main chain, right? Solana has been outpacing Ethereum's growth to become the fastest growing developer ecosystem. Yeah, I know there's been some big hiccups recently, but it's short-term stuff for Solana. Solana has also surpassed Ethereum on most major on-chain metrics like trading volumes, daily active addresses, total economic value, decentralized physical infrastructure, network, payments, AI, all that stuff. It's more than just a meme coin casino. I even know if it feels like that sometimes. Hopefully all this negative sentiment means, of course, the bottom could be in for the ETH BTC chart, but it won't reverse without some kind of shift in sentiment. For ETH to rally hard against Bitcoin, we need something to happen. We need substantial inflows of money to Ethereum, and there's just a lot of better risk reward coins out there to invest in. But that bid is probably going to come from Wall Street. And I think stuff like the approval of staking for Ethereum spot ETFs, which would then provide a 3 to 4% return on holding an Ethereum ETF, could be just what is needed to move the needle here. Applications already coming from Grayscale and 21 shares, so this is a to be continued story, but don't completely fade ETH, even though it's been a bit rough recently. It's still going to have its rally at some point. Now let's zoom out, because honestly, one of the biggest reasons that we have not seen an altcoin season yet is not even crypto related. I know. It's macro. It's fucking macro again, man. Liquidity, it drives the cryptocurrency markets, particularly altcoin markets. When central banks are making money easy, they're printing money, for example, risk assets tend to rally hard. And the global M2 money supply is a very strong indicator for increasing money in the system, which is the rising tide that lifts all boats, and therefore brings money back for people to buy dog coins, and I guess Ethereum as well. M2 money supply is picking up steam, expected to run to at least late 2025, potentially into the first half of 2026. The dollar has been holding up relatively strong, but it has been trending down. A high DXY, or dollar index, puts pressure on risk assets. We've seen that in January and a bit in February as well around tariff fears, but it is showing weakness, and likely it's going to start a pretty major downtrend. But it's not low enough yet for a full-blown altcoin season mania. Plus, you have stuff like the US Treasury, which is probably going to have to start refilling the repo markets with a major Treasury general account drawdown, which is hundreds of billions of dollars, so more liquidity in the system. Donald Trump's inauguration in 2016, by the way, marked the dollar top, so here's hoping that the same happens again in 2025. Trump stated he wants a weaker dollar, so we're probably going to see it. Even though inflation in the US has significantly cooled, it's still closer to 3% than to 2%, which is not bad, but it ain't 2%, is it? So the Fed's still being cautious and doesn't want to rush rate cuts. They don't see the urgency to significantly cut rates in 2025, leading a lot of prediction markets to say we might only get 1 or 2 rate cuts in 2025, if we get any at all. People are even starting to talk about damn rate hikes again if inflation keeps going up. Until liquidity opens up in a more significant way, altcoins more broadly will stay relatively suppressed. And maybe we got enough liquidity coming in through the TGA drawdown, the M2 supply increasing and stuff like that. Outside of the big 4 central banks, some of the smaller central banks are printing money. That could help. But here's the wild card. What if we're already in an altcoin season? It just looks and feels different. I know what you're thinking, Lark. What are you smoking, bro? The good stuff, that's what. If you look at the altcoin season index right now, it's got a score of around 45 to 50. There are still coins that make money. Now, I know meme coins and AI agents have been slaughtered beyond belief, and if you're overexposed, you got hit pretty hard. I had exposure, but it's not my main bag, so they can go down, and it's fine. I can afford to see a few percent of the portfolio drop dramatically. But it does highlight that the market did in fact have an altcoin season back, a very brief one. You blink and you missed it, but there was a brief altcoin moment with the index reaching a score of 88, largely driven up by stuff like XRP, which 7x from 20 to $140 billion. Blockworks has mapped out the most recent all-time highs across the top 1,000 coins, and it turns out that 136 of those hit new all-time highs in 2024 and 2025, most of which happened in December during the Trump pump. Problem is that a lot of coins, a lot of the big coins in particular, didn't come close. Litecoin, Cardano, Phantom, Avalanche, and on and on and on. 50 of the 70 altcoins that hit all-time highs since December, meme coins. AI-related tokens as well had a nice pump. So are we in an altcoin season now? It's complicated. There are micro and nano caps with market caps of less than $250 million. So instead of big name altcoins, so if you're only watching ETH, for example, or Solana, you might feel like, things have been kind of lame recently, nothing's happening. But there's been plenty of money being made in different sectors across the market. New launches on Avalanche, new launches on Phantom, stuff like this has been doing really well, okay? The action has just been elsewhere. You need to be flexible and be open and be hungry for that information. The rotation from token to token is faster than ever before, of course, because of the ultra low market caps we see. Meme coin insanity. Anyway, every cycle people declare the death of altcoins, right? Of course, before the damn things explode. Same every time. If you actually look back to the February 2021 and February 2017, same sentiment, same ratio of altcoins to Bitcoin before they exploded. The last time sentiment was this bearish in alts was actually June 2023, and that ended up being the bottom of the market. Altcoin season is not dead, it's just evolving. Maybe we move in smaller flashes of certain sectors, but money will continue to be made on altcoins. Maybe it's different at this time in the way that it's made and how long these individual pumps last. So you have to be flexible, you have to be ready to take profits, you have to be ready to move when the markets move. Okay? Maybe we don't get the same altcoin season we had before, but chances are we're going to get a massive markup in altcoins at some point in the not so distant future. And a lot of indicators are still showing that 2025 is going to see some great performance for the altcoin market. So stay frosty, stay positive. I'll see you in the next video.